Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studios on a Saturday, talking a little real estate. It's always fun to be with you guys. I always enjoy this time of the week, my Saturday show, talking a little real estate. It takes a little moment away from the hustle and the bustle of the spring market. So much going on. Kiddos season winding down. School, hard to believe. We talked about that last week, and just still amazed at it. I know my little baby, big girl, is ending her last month of AAU, so playing some basketball there. And I was just saying, hey, guys, got to enjoy the moment. They're only going to be in third grade for so long, and just enjoy these special moments with your kids and grandbabies. That's how important it is. So that's what we're doing along with work, along as I know a lot of you guys are out there doing the same thing. Got a good show for you. Been a busy week, and I think it's only right that we're going to go with this in May. I was talking to a builder the other day, and I said, you know what May is, right? He said, no. I said, it's waterfront property. It's where lakefront homes are going to hit the market. They look the best. And so that's what we're talking about today on this show, is your waterfront home. What you need to know to sell your East Tennessee waterfront property in 2024, because that may be a little different than 2020, huh? Right, a little different. So good show for you. I think you'll find that that's a very timely topic. A lot to cover, and some things that maybe you didn't know we'll be getting into the show as well. The second half, we'll talk about some TVA deals, things about waterfront as far as that, docs, permits, and where you can go online to look those things up as well. So hope you're doing well. Let's jump right into it. If you're watching us for the first time or maybe listening on the radio, appreciate you doing that. You can always catch us at News Talk 98.7 at 1. Of course, we're also on Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 a.m. And if you happen to miss us, and it happens, right? Kiddos, ball games, things going on. You can catch us on social media pretty much everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And, of course, we're on all of our podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, and Google. So and of course, don't forget TikTok. We're on TikTok, man. Not really the best on TikTok, but we're there. We got a presence. It's so important. And of course, if you need anything that we can help you with, 693-SOLD, best number in real estate. All right, let's get into a little real estate news. What's going on? The median home sales price stayed the same in all 50 most popular metropolitan areas in the U.S. during the 4 weeks, measuring up to April 28th. It's the first time in nearly 2 years since July 22nd that we've seen that. Metropolitan areas with the smallest increase, this is kind of insightful, Dallas, Texas. I'll get it together here, Ryan. Austin, Texas, 0.3%. Let's see, Fort Worth, 1.9% change. Tampa, 2.2%. Let's see, Anaheim, California, 22.8%. Detroit, Michigan, 14.9%. And New Brunswick, New Jersey, 12.8%. Let's see, home prices have been on the rise since 23. That's not news to you guys. Median home price is about $383,188. Okay, that's up 4.8% year over year. Obviously, interest rates, mortgage rates, and home prices are skyrocketing, bringing many buyers, aspiring buyers, out of the market and cooling the demand in the U.S. housing market. According to a local source, that there were fewer new listings last month than any record since 2020. New listings were up 15% year over year in April, right as the home buying season is heating up. Mortgage rates have obviously had a continued climb, and despite the fact that the inflation has slowed down as much lower than peaked in 2022, a weekly average hit the highest in 5 months, with the median housing payment up $28.90 is up 15% year over year. Average 30-year mortgage rates about 7.2% as of May 2nd. That's the 30-year by Freddie Mac. That's up 5 basis points from the previous week. And a separate data by Mortgage News Daily said that the average 30-year fixed rate is hovering around about 7.41. So that's some news on the interest rates in the market and what's going on. So like anything, we've been in a market where we've had record low interest rates, kind of spoiled, 2%, 3%, 4%. And so a lot of the inventory that's on the market now is still relatively low. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, it still is a great opportunity. We just saw a little bit of an increase in inventory here in the Knoxville market. We were hovering about 4,000 homes on the market. And recently, just the other day, I looked and we're about 4,400 homes in the market. So that's about a 10% increase. So 10% increase of homes that are coming on the market during the busiest buying season of the year. But at the same time, we saw less inventory and less sales. And a combination of that, that's what we're going to carry into. And this may even affect your waterfront home, as we're talking about this year. Interest rates affecting higher ticket items. Most properties that are on the water usually are a higher price. And one of the most important things with those are the domino effect, is what we call it, the domino effect, where I've got a home out of state or local, and I've got to sell that, Ryan, to buy this waterfront home, or I'm moving up, or maybe I'm changing locations. I got a waterfront property, and then I'm relocating to East Tennessee. I've got to have something on the water. It's a family tradition. You got a boat, got kids, got grandbabies, all those different things. So that comes into be a play. It is very, very important. And there's some tips that I think that are going to help you in this season, obviously despite the interest rates. One of the biggest challenges that everybody wants to talk about is interest rates. I'm going to wait and time the market. The challenge is it's very difficult to time the market where we're at now. And we're in just different charted times. We've got new construction. Obviously, they're creating some more inventory and selling those properties. But as a lot of people have the 3 and 4%, before the prices change, there'd have to be a lot of inventory on the market increase. And we just don't see that inventory increasing like we saw in 2008, 2009, and et cetera, right? So that inventory was sparked by foreclosures, short sales, things like that, where buyers were just turning in their keys and said, hey, I can't rent for this price. I'll just go rent something and turn the property back. But we're in a different market now because those options as a whole, the rental market, as I just told you, is in strong demand. I mean, to find a rental out there is impossible, and the rent prices are increasing dramatically. So it does make home ownership very important. It's the number one option. So rentals may not be an option. So we're causing people to be in their homes longer, not to have that kind of cycle. And what we saw in the 2008, 2012, 13 range was there was a lot of loans pre that market that were no doc loans, if you guys know what those are, where they basically would give your name, social security number, and they do an appraisal and title, and they'd give you the keys. You just state what you make, and that was your income. Whether you could afford it, that was a different story. But if you stated your income, they were giving loans there. And that was across the country. I remember one of the bigger lenders, Countrywide, was involved in that. And, and that affected a lot of business across the values, obviously. Once one short sale or one foreclosure is in the neighborhood and they become 2 or 3 comparables, that becomes challenging. That's what we saw back in the day was, we've got a normal resale down the street, but I've got 2 foreclosures, and they're 20% less off the list price. Was a buyer in today's market, where do you think buyers are going to go? You know the question. Guys, what are buyers looking for? Every buyer, no matter what. It's the best deal. And so now foreclosures weren't always the best deal, right? Because that challenge was the buyers thought that the foreclosure, the price was right. They didn't calculate all the money and the cost and things they would have to put into them. But still, those numbers were pending sales, and it affected the appraisals and comparables in the area. So let's talk about your waterfront property. One of the most important things that you need to do kind of going into ending this first half is we talked about this show all the time, and why we do it is kind of an interview, kind of an opportunity to get to know us. We've been doing this over 7-8 years, It's an opportunity to get to know your agent. And the first thing you want to do is working with an agent that understands waterfront property, high-end property. There's a lot that goes into selling a waterfront property, and you need to find the right agent that's going to represent you and have a marketing plan that goes into covering everything there. I think that is probably the biggest thing that you're going to do with everything that's changing in the landscape about the NAR settlement and different things like that. Having an agent in the marketplace that can market your property, protect the money that you've put into your property, your hard-earned equity and sweat there is so key. Look, we got a few seconds going on a break. We'll be right back with Real Estate with Ryan.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taken too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan, in the studios, talking about waterfront property, what you need to know to sell your East Tennessee waterfront property in 2024. It is May. It is that time, that opportunity. Before we get going in the show, I've got a little congrats, new listings, opportunity for our great clients. So we've got, let's see, brand new listings on the market, 156 South Columbia Drive in Oak Ridge. That's a brand new property, over 4,000 square feet. Possible mother-in-law suite down there. Cul-de-sac. It's a great property. Make sure you check that property out. Then we've got a West Knoxville property at 1877 Hidden Deer Lane. It's a great property. That backyard is to die for. Fenced in, perfect for a family. You want to make sure you check that property out. And then, of course, we got 570 Country Oaks Drive in Pigeon Forge. Great investment cash flow cabin. Perfect if you're entering the short-term rental market. It's right in that entry level. We've got one bedroom, though. Easy to maintain. It's a perfect opportunity. A new listing out on 7686 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Whitesburg. A great starter home out there for you. And then let's see what else. Some closings or compendings. Congrats. Got Woodbine Avenue under contract. Congrats in Knoxville. And then 625 Mountain Glaze Way in Gatlinburg. Was listed with another agent before. Didn't get the right marketing. Got it sold. And super congrats to the Smiths. And that's what we've got going on. We got, let's go right into our 60-second Vol update. We'll make it quick. Baseball's in action. We got the Vols playing on May 7th, Queen Royals at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. And then, of course, on May 10th, 6 p.m., playing Vanderbilt. And then, of course, May 11th, 2 p.m. is a repeat, Vanderbilt at Hawkins Field. And that's my 60-second Vol update. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. All right, so a lot of things going on. Getting into your waterfront property is never easy, but it could be lucrative in today's real estate market. You say, well, Ryan, the interest rates. I'd say, well, did you listen to the show a couple weeks ago? We talked about home sales hit record highs from 750 to $1 million plus. So $1 million plus. Never seen sales like this, regardless of the interest rates. So is now the opportunity to get your property on for waterfront property? It is. May, it is that time. And I was talking to a builder yesterday about that. I said, this is where the properties look the best. We just did a whole brand new shoot, did nice video. We got these beautiful condos, by the way, out in Kingston. And I need you to go look at them. Go on our website. Go to ryancoleman.org. We got ground floor units. We got upstore. We got 5 left. We just sold one. Yeah, we just sold one. We got 5 left, and we go from 500 to the mid 8s. Okay, make sure you check all that out at ryancoleman.org. You may see some of our ads out there, but they're perfect opportunities. There's only a handful of condos there. That area could be developed, But make sure you check those condos in Kingston. They're beautiful properties. And let me just got a quick second. Let me just tell you this. Well, let me get sidetracked. You know I'll get sidetracked, and before you know it, we'll be done with the show. But anyway, they're amazing condos. It's perfect if you're downsizing, low maintenance. You want to check those out and everything else that we mentioned there, ryancoleman.org. So buying waterfront property, right? We talked about that. And we're going to talk about what TVA says as well, some things, some do's and don'ts that you may need to do. But price is always going to be based on the body of water, the view, and the proximity. A study shows from researchers that the estimated water views are worth 25.6% price boost. Well, that's a big boost. And that the same goes for on larger lakes. So views are everything. That's Smokies, waterfront property has a lot to do with that. Know your waterfront rights and how they transfer to the buyers. Know what is littoral rights, what is riparian rights, right? What's the depth of your water? Is it year round? Is it seasonal? Very important to disclose those things too, knowing those things. Is there permitting required? And these are some of the things I want to kind of go into our local market within TVA. And if you're buying waterfront property, TVA owns the land or land rights, such as a right to the flood, the land, and prevent certain constructions. TVA's public land information, I'll put this on our blog. I won't go over all that, so we'll leave it online for you at ryancoleman.org. You can look it up. But make sure you request a Section 26A permit from your homeowner, as a homeowner, or from your realtor. We can do that for you. Take care of that. Review your permit with the seller or us to ensure that all facilities, docks, ramps, seawalls, land-based structures, utilities, etc., are listed on the permit. Walk the site with your realtor. Be informed. Any constructions or alterations to the shoreline permit must have TVA approval. Even minor change. They're real big on this stuff, guys. Very, very important. Be sure the plans and permits match what is constructed. So it's one of the first things that you're going to do. I always encourage you. I say, hey, get us out to the property. Now is the time that we want to walk through the property. We want to have an opportunity to see exactly how everything shows. It's in full bloom. And is there anything we can do to improve showings before we even have showings, right? Preparation is key. And so that is the number one thing. But number two, right beside that, is checking on your dock permit. We know that homes with a dock are going to sell for more money. Not having a dock permit only delays when we get a buyer and may lean a buyer from between making an offer on your property or another home may be the deciding factor. I want to make sure we reinforce this, that permits do not automatically transfer with property ownership. A lot of people think that that's just an automatic deal. The new owner is required to apply to TVA for a Section 26A permit within 60 days of closing on the property. When you close the property, remember to get the new permit in your name. It makes life easy. You're able to resell. We'll need a copy of that. Second-story docks can be constructed as long as with an open railing. They cannot be covered with a roof or enclosed with siding or screening. If the second-story dock is covered, likely have to be removed. Okay, we won't go in through all these different things, but most importantly, these things are key when selling your waterfront properties. Disclose if you had any flooding, zoning issues with the property. Are you in a FEMA area that has high risk, right? There's a FEMA map. You can check it out at FEMA.gov. Flood zones, you can see what area you're in. Are you in moderate risk or low or minimum flooding? And that has a lot to do with insurance costs, is what you can see across in Florida. We own property in Florida. And some of the people in the housing market, in the Florida market, are selling because of the premiums have skyrocketed. Combination with the condos and some of the collapsing there and things like that previous that building, and has caused insurers to have rates skyrocket. So if you live in a high-risk flood zone, you have a 1 in 4 chance of being flooded during the 30 year. So the insurance companies are factoring that in. order a pre-inspection. You know, a pre-inspection is key. You know, especially on your larger items. And we have some great vendors that we work with, and I think it's key that on your, say, $1 million plus, what we say that you make the first sale on paper, right? Then the second sale comes back through negotiations and home inspections. And you got to watch it out there. You know, we have a challenge in our high-end market where the buyer comes back real savvy, and then they use the inspection, or if there's another agent involved, they use the inspection to almost take a second bite at the apple. They want to kind of renegotiate it. So what we can do is what we encourage is a pre-inspection on our large ticket items, and make sure we're checking our components, our roofs, our HVACs, our plumbings, our docks, all the things that are high dollar. Okay? Have that done ahead of time. Make sure everything's in order. So when it comes down to inspections, we've got that covered. We can say, well, actually, we already re-inspected and we found a different opinion or a different report. Let me share that with you. So we're prepared. So there's less negotiation or issues there. Obviously, we know it's bugs, East Tennessee. You want to make sure everything's clean, ready to go. Make sure your window fronts are looking spotless. And if you don't have a window washer, it's okay. Get somebody. When we're showing the property, the view is everything. It's kind of like when you're selling your car. You got it. If you're going to go get it appraised, you can go look at it. You got to have it shine. You got to have it clean. Same with the house, looking good. Any obstructions or water that may obstruct your water view, make sure you check with those. Talked about if you don't have a dock, might be possible to talk with us about getting a dock. And obviously, any repairs that are needed, it is a must. Take care of those so that there's less negotiation. Hope you've enjoyed this show. As always, love being with you guys. Real Estate with Ryan. It's been a fun week. Hope you enjoy your weekend. You can catch us every week here is Saturday. And look forward to seeing you next weekend. You guys have an amazing weekend and take care. Bye-bye.